Hello, beautiful mamas, and happy Monday. I don't know why I get so excited when I come here to be a part of this with you all. And my prayer for you all today is that you are well, and if you don't feel well, I pray that you find people around you that can help uplift you because there is power in healthy relationships. Okay, and that's funny because that's kind of what today is all about. So today's Mama's First Monday is episode 28. And today is all about the love revolution. Now, revolution is about an amazing change, a complete change, a radical change, fast change, things like that. That's what a revolution is. A revolution is something that just happens and it changes things. So right now, for me, it's all about helping you transform your relationship with yourself because that's the very first one that's important to you. Because oftentimes, and I'll say this a million times, oftentimes we think about our relationship with our kids, our relationship with our spouses, and then amongst those things that are important right there in front of us, relationship with our coworkers, relationship with our employers or employees if you're a business owner, relationship with the people at our church or wherever you go, relationship with people at wherever, okay? So the thing though, so those who know me know that I'm all about helping moms put themselves first. And I mean, if we can be honest, everyone really should. But my heart goes directly to moms first because I know the struggle. I know the struggle from a mom's perspective. So all of you other ones, if you're watching and you're not a mom and you're wondering why I'm not doing this for everyone, that's because I don't know the complete perspective. But I will tell you that this does work. So here's the deal. When it comes to transforming your relationship with yourself, you can do it. Don't think that it's hard. What I don't like is when people, see things as a problem instead of an opportunity. And that's why I've changed this on here to have problem and opportunity because a problem is an opportunity. So yes, you may look at it first and it feels like a problem, but then I want you to look at it from an opportunity standpoint, okay? Because the opportunity is where it changes. I think it's Bob Proctor, and I'm sure I said this before, but it doesn't hurt to hear it again. Repetition creates change in your life, okay? So if you don't like repetition, I want you to get it in your mind and feel that repetition is going to be the catalyst for changing your life. Like you got to feel it, you got to know it because it is. Without repetition, there is no true change. Like, for example, you get better with driving the more you drive. You get better at cooking stuff the more you cook, if you cook. You get better at doing stuff the more you do it. So repetition is so important, okay? So the opportunity today is creating a loving relationship with you, with yourself. And I'm only saying this because I had to do the same thing. I had to create a loving relationship with me. For a while, I didn't even know who I was. Let's just be honest. And most of us don't know who we are. And I used to randomly ask people who they were, and they couldn't really tell me besides like their name or if they're mom or if they're whatever their profession is, a doctor, lawyer, nurse, teacher, cashier, whatever they are. And those are the only thing, manager, those are the only things they can really tell me. But it's far more than that. Okay. And I don't know if y'all heard that, the bird outside. I love hearing the birds chirp. Okay. So here's something that's so important to know. And that is that true love starts with you. A lot of times we look for love outside of ourselves because we are empty and void of ourselves. So when you can give yourself what you need first, then all those other things are complementary and not supplementary. For me, it was all about making sure that I didn't get into a relationship that supplemented me, that I had to have. I want a relationship that complemented me. I was never half a person, but there were things that I did need to learn. I needed to learn more how to love myself because the world doesn't always teach us that. Society doesn't teach us that. School doesn't teach us that. And sometimes churches don't teach us that in an effective manner. I'm not saying they don't teach it, but sometimes some churches or some people don't teach it in an effective manner. But the whole key is that you can do this. All right. So let's look at the solution. The solution today is something that I've created. It's an acronym from the word love. I was like, why not? Let's try it. And y'all know I love acronyms. So if I don't pop up with the acronym, I don't mean any harm at all. Okay. So The very first L is learn. And this is all about learning more about you. And this is something that I've said before. It's so important, you all, to learn about yourself. And I have these little cards right here. This is the back. They don't look the best. They're a bit wonky, but who cares? But I have a stack that are, these are personal conversation starters right here. And every day I try to read one for myself and I'll ask myself these things. Like, for example, the bizarre, like here's one that says, right now I don't have the capacity to, and sometimes we don't even think about that. Sometimes you don't have the capacity to do certain things. And sometimes you need to know that so that you know how to move forward, especially depending on what you have to do that day, where you have to go, who you have to be around, okay? So that you can actually take care of yourself. My goals for the week are like, this is important. Like, these are different things. And then I even have some for my family that sometimes I ask myself, like, for example, is there anything you like? No, not that one. If you could have a superpower, what would it be and why? Like, these are great things that you can even ask yourself. So get to know yourself. Ask yourself some questions that would like spark interest for you. And those things that you're interested in are interested in you. They're part of you. And those things that you're not interested in, it's okay, because all of us have something different about ourselves. So the next one, I want you to open yourself to learning that there are more possibilities. Open yourself to the possibilities that there are. Okay. There are always new possibilities. And one way I do this is I use these principles. They're called the B3 principles, and they'll work for the E as well. As where first you're honest. You want to be honest with yourself about where you are at that moment. Do you really know about yourself? Do you know who you are? Do you love yourself? Things like this for this situation. And then you want to be open. Be open to ideas about how to love yourself. Kind of like what I just shared. Are you open to the idea of asking yourself questions every day so that you can learn more about yourself? And then you want to be different. And the be different is where you start doing these things. And the more you do it, the more you set repetition, the more you become it. Okay. So the next one is the V, and this is value. And this right here, it's going to sound really weird, but this is to value yourself. So oftentimes we don't really find value in ourselves. But here's what I want you to do. Because oftentimes I say stop faking it till you make it and faith it until you make it. So technically, this is a situation where I'm going to tell you to fake it till you make it. You can fake it and faith it. Do both. Because if you don't value yourself, I need you to fake it until you do. Like, practice it. Start practicing things that you will say and do to a person that you value, and do that to yourself. And sometimes you do have to fake that until you have it, and that's okay. Okay. So fake that. Fake the value to yourself if you have to, if you don't have it. And if you already have it, push it, do it, live it, like be it. Okay. But if you don't, still do it until you actually become that person you value, and until you start feeling valued by yourself. Because oftentimes yourself won't show up for you the way you want you to, because you don't value you. And I know that's a mouthful, but if you hurt me, you hurt me, and you get it. But if you replay this, you'll hear it too. And then the last thing I want you to do is simply evolve. I want you to have that radical change. And the way for you to evolve is for you to learn more about yourself, be open to new possibilities, and to start putting things in place to show yourself that you value you. And as you do this, you're going to evolve, you're going to change, you're going to start realizing who you are, what you're good at, what you're not good at. You're going to start living life and just truly enjoying it, regardless of who else around you is doing what. Because for me, it's not about what goes on around me, because things are going to happen all the time, but it's about what goes on within me. Because if within me it's not good, then everything that's outside of me is going to be an issue. And here's the deal. Oftentimes we talk about triggers, and you guys, triggers, when people hear triggers, they think of them as a bad thing. So yeah, there are things that are going to trigger you in a bad way, but I want you to also find your good triggers. Like, there are things that trigger me in a good way. Like hearing the birds outside chirping and singing, it triggers me in such a good way. It gives me this amazing feeling. Like, for cake triggers me in a good way, and sometimes bad because I shouldn't eat too much, but I like cake. Family triggers me in a good way. So you want to find those good triggers. You want to find those things that are going to trigger something good in you, okay? And as you do that, you'll start to learn more about yourself so that you can truly love you, because that's what it's all about. Because when you start loving you, then you can love your family the way you need to. You can love your spouse, your significant other the way you need to. And like, for example, my kids, I want them to see someone, me personally, and preferably with a healed heart. I want them to see me loving me so that they will love them. Like I don't want them to have to go through life going through things that they don't even have to go through. I want to give them that foundation now. And that's part of the legacy that I am going to leave for my babies. All right, so let's just do a quick recap. So, again, today is episode 28 of Mama's First Mondays, and the title for today is The Love Revolution, Transforming Your Relationship with Yourself. And today is all about creating a loving relationship with yourself. And the whole key of this is to know that true love starts with you. And the solution today is love, my acronym, love. And the first one is to learn more about you. As you learn more about yourself, then you start to learn what you love, what you like, what you don't, etc. And then you're going to start becoming open to new possibilities, because possibilities is the key to moving forward in your life. And then I want you to start valuing you, value. So with this, even if you don't value yourself right now, I want you to treat yourself as someone you value. Like think of someone you value highly and think about how you would treat them. And I want you to start treating yourself that way, whether you value yourself or not. If you don't value yourself, I really want you to fake it with me, okay? Fake it until you make it. This is probably one of the rarest times I would say fake it until you make it. Other times I want you to fake it till you make it. And then as you do that, you're going to evolve. I want you to keep putting these things in practice until you evolve. Well, as you evolve, because you're not going to just get to a certain place. You want to continue to evolve and be a better you. Because as you are a better you for you, you will be a better you for your family. And that's what it's all about. All right. So, ladies, I have enjoyed this moment with you. I really want you to go back and listen to this one again, because it's something about having that love for yourself. When you can love yourself, that's when things change. So, as usual, I will see you all next Monday, and I love you to life. See you next time.